Hello, Leo. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. Supportive Oracle cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen. There's Gretchen's last name if you'd like to see that. Alright, supportive Oracle cards. Let's do those first. Already shuffled. I'm going to go right in the center. Okay, I think this is going to go pretty well for you. There's some really good cards here, and they're all on your side, Leo. So, I think this is going to go really well. Starting off, it seems a little rough, to be fair, but it's not that bad. I feel like this is a situation that you've been tolerating for a little while. When you got complacency, but it's kind of getting removed, like it's getting covered with creation. It's kind of like you've been putting up with something for a while. You got the High Priestess on the top. It's kind of like, for a while there, you've been like, well, I guess I have to deal with this. Well, I guess I have to suck it up. I guess I have to accept that. I guess I have to let that happen. I guess that's how that person is. There might be a million and one excuses why you've been allowing a certain situation that you've been compliant with that you haven't really liked. But after a while, you're kind of like, you know what? There must be another way to do this. I've been putting up with so-and-so or this situation for a while. And I think I'm going to see if I can kind of change it. It seems like I have to, but maybe I don't. Maybe I don't want to anymore. So you kind of have this, maybe I could start messing with the knobs, switching the numbers around a little bit here, see if I can move some things around, maybe reorganize somebody's apartment here just to mess with them. I get that. I don't know what that's about, but I feel like you might reorganize somebody's apartment for somebody. Somebody might do that. Reorganize somebody's apartment just to mess with them. I don't know what that's about, but I feel like this is kind of like to change up the situation, to get them to look at things a little differently. I almost feel like some of you are living with a person that they have to have everything just so all the time. And I feel like that person is about to get a rude awakening because they're going to come home and you might not even just move rooms around. You might actually move like their living room to where the dining room is, like switch those two rooms, move all the furniture around, maybe move some furniture from the attic downstairs and some of that stuff back in the attic. Like you're going to change a lot of things is what I'm getting. I'm getting you're going to shake up the situation with creation, and you're kind of like, I'm sick of being compliant with this situation. It's getting very boring. It's getting very stale. So let's shake it up and see what happens. The other person, like I'm getting here, there's this impasse. Like whatever you're gonna do, the impasse is what's going on here. This is like major issue. Like I feel like for those of you, I don't know why I'm doing the organization thing. Like somebody's house or apartment, you're gonna just redesign or readjust everything or move things around so much that it looks like a completely different place. And the impasse pops up like, oh no, this will never work. Like the other person is like not okay with this. There used to things being a certain way with the Eight of Pentacles, and the forgiveness here is kind of like they're gonna put it all back, and instead of getting upset with you, they're just gonna put it all back to where it was. Because they're like, no, this isn't gonna work. That has to come back downstairs. We need to get that back down here. That goes in that room. This goes in this room. This is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. I feel like somebody freaking out on you. Now, I know that's not going to be for everybody that way, but it's something like where you're changing things around on somebody so dramatically that they get really upset. They get upset, but they don't get angry. Like I don't feel somebody fuming off. I feel like somebody just putting it right back. Instead of getting upset with you or arguing with you, they just start putting it right back the way it was. You put that upstairs, well, they'll bring it right back down. They'll take that, put it over there. This goes over here. They'll just put it right back to the way it was. And I'm getting here like they're just seeming to not really want to fight about it. They're just fixing it. In their case, in their opinion, they're just fixing it. All right, so you've done that. Because I feel like you shake up the situation, but whatever you do to shake it up, the other person just puts it right back the way it was and just kind of glazes it over like it didn't happen. And I feel like you're waiting for them to kind of have a minute about it, but they're not. That's very intriguing. Okay, so I'm getting the next thing that comes forward is a conversation. And I'm getting the Seven of Pentacles here with the bittersweet kind of like, I feel like you're addressing that, you need to do things differently. And it's kind of like you tried to switch the rooms around. You tried to switch the furniture around, but that all went back to the way it was. That's an example, but you know what I mean. Whatever it is you tried to change, it went right back to the way it was. So you tried to change it, it didn't work. So this time you're like, all right, how about we find a whole new place to live? And this time we'll go from there. Now, you're trying to change the whole situation. Kind of like, instead of changing what's going on in the rooms, you're like, let's get a whole different house. Let's get a whole different place to live. That will change things dramatically here. Trickery comes in here with the Hermit in the environment, kind of like, I feel like somebody's looking at you wondering if you're pulling some trickery on them. They're just kind of like, because whatever you're suggesting, they actually do want, but they're not realizing that you're doing this to bring some more life into the situation because you're getting bored with it. And they're kind of like, wait, why are we doing this? Wait, why do you want to do that? They're just kind of confused. They're trying to figure out what's going on here. And I feel like you're trying to like shake them up a bit and change things up a bit. What you tried last time didn't work, but you're like, well, if we're living in a whole different place, I mean, things are going to have to be different anyway. If you find a different enough layout, it should be. You're having a great idea. You got renewal, you got enlightenment, and you got the Sun card. Whatever the idea is you have, this is perfect. Because I feel like you're changing up the situation, you're revitalizing it. Ironically, you might keep a lot of the same stuff going forward, but it's going to feel like a whole new environment because it is for you. And I feel like that's enough. That's all you need. So it's almost like you're kind of pacifying this person for now. I don't think they realize that you're going to still change some more stuff up because you need to. I feel like you're very bored with it and it needs to be changed up. And the way you're handling it this time seems like it's working a lot better. You're bringing forth an idea. They're not really sure if they want it, but it's kind of like this. The bittersweet is saying some of it they really do want, some of it they really don't want. They're kind of on the fence about it, but I feel like you're strong enough to pull it home. Kind of like, no, this is good. We should do this. We need to do this. Let's do this. Let's move forward. This is improvement. This is advancement. Let's do this. And you're winning out with this, with the Sun card. You're getting what you want. Things are changing. Things are upgrading. Excuse me. You got renewal here, though. The situation is coming back to life a lot more. Now, when you go into the next situation, you have to reset the rules, but I feel like you're very well aware that whatever the rules are going to stay. There's certain things about this person that are very, very much in place. They're not going to change. When they get something, when they get their hands on something and they get a grasp on it, they really get their hands into it, or what do you say, they really get their grasp on it, it doesn't really go anywhere. It just stays there. And you got gratitude with that because sometimes you really love that you can depend on them and you know where they're going to be. Like, oh, it's Tuesday at 5. Well, they're definitely going to be there. What, it's Thursday at 3:30? Well, they're going to be over there because that's where they always are at those times. There's certain things with them that are very predictable. And there's certain things about that you really like. So realizing that's how it's going to be, you kind of set up the situation to your advantage. Kind of like, I got to be thankful for certain things because it does work to my advantage. And I realize this is who they are. This is how it's going to be. So you're setting it up in a way that's very comfortable for you. I'm noticing here in the environment they have the Five of Cups with the Two of Swords. I don't see them pushing against you on this. I also see them not really totally happy with this in the beginning, but with the Five of Cups, I feel like there's a lot of hope here. The Five of Cups is like, not everything is bad here, but it's hard for them to get it's hard for them to get used to this new way of doing things or this new outlay, this new version, this new blueprint, this new plan. But I do feel like as time keeps going on, they will get used to it and they will very much connect to it in a very easy fashion. This will be in a way you like, this will be in a way they like too. Destiny is also coming forward as the last card saying, you're finding a way to work with this energy that you can be very happy with and you can be more comfortable with. There are little instances of variables that you can use to your advantage going forward that this person's going to know are there, and because they already know they're there, you've already set it up that way, it's not as difficult for them. And I feel like it's not as much unpredictability as you would like, but it's enough to where you feel satisfied and you're like, I can work with that. I can give them their stability, yet still have enough of the spontaneity that I want in here, to so that we're both fairly happy. And this doesn't have to be a romantic thing, because I feel like I'm talking about it like a romantic thing. It's just talking about a person you have to deal with, because I definitely feel like this is a person. And it's just finding a better way to deal with this person in a successful way, to where you can have enough to where you're satisfied, and they can have enough to where they feel secure. So it's kind of like balancing it out. Neither of you are having it exactly the way you want it, but it's meeting in the middle enough that you're both comfortable enough and you know where things are going, to where you can do enough of what you want, cool. They can have it secure enough to where they feel safe, cool. It's all good. It does feel like it's working out very well to me. Destiny at the end here is telling me you're working it out with this person. It's the best it's going to be, with the way your energy and their energy match. Excuse me. All right, that's it. I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.